Hello, hello, and welcome to the Albion EU video. This time we're going to be going over the patch notes that just dropped. So, first things first, resilience amount no longer displays as a buff during combat. That's just stuff for ZVZs. Doesn't really matter that much for us solos. Combat balance changes, crossbows, energy shaper. I'd never seen anyone ever use this weapon. Like, I used it during my Corrupted Dungeon series where I played every single weapon in Corrupted Dungeons. And yeah, I don't know. This thing's not very that great. Not very good. There's only one build that you could probably do. It's like a one-shot build with I believe you use like the Hellion hood or whatever with the smoke screen, and then you have the cape that drops the traps when you use your boots, kind of thing. It's kind of like the one-handed dagger one-shot build, kind of like that, but you use the energy shaper instead. That's the only thing I could see you doing it, but I was watching Ecourt try it, and it didn't seem very successful. So I don't see anyone using this weapon regardless of this change. Mixed up is curse staffs, dark matter does more damage. Well, less takes. I guess it less bounces, but it does more damage now, so a little bit more useful. I don't ever really see people use this. Maybe I saw it once in arenas, but that's about it. I'm gonna get daggers, lunging stabs, the bloodletter. So yeah, another nerf to the bloodletter. It's not that big. So it's a nerf to like them running away. So if they use their E, I believe it's the ability here. When they use their E to run away and they don't hit anything that has low health, then it doesn't reset or it doesn't give them like a 50% cooldown reduction. So it makes it harder for them to run away with their E, like you see a lot of bloodletters doing. But it does it's a kind of a buff as well if for people that actually fight with the bloodletter. So if they get that execute off, they'll get their cooldowns lower, and it's pretty good for like arenas or like in like a group fight situation because then you can like you'll get your CDs back a lot more often, or just in the normal fight. Like so you try to execute someone and they still have a sliver of their health, you can kind of reset faster and get the next execute off in less time. So I mean it's pretty good. I like it. Moving on to fire staffs, pyroblast. Yeah, this one I saw coming. Oh yeah, one thing I should mention is that they had like the test server patch notes, and it was a little bit different from this because they had some things that changed like last minute. Normally the E and like the dual swords was supposed to be like the attack speed buff was supposed to be gone from it, but they reverted that and just kind of like nerfed it in general. But eh, it's whatever. This is like what's actually out there right now on the live server. So pyroblast, yeah, it kind of sucks that they're nerfing the E, but I could see it. It was definitely like a pretty strong weapon. I'm surprised they don't nerf anything else on the fire staff. But I mean, it's not even that bad of a nerf, to be honest. It's like a little bit of damage gone, but it's still like it still knocks them back when you get the full charge off, and it's still really strong. I played a little bit of fire, and it's still like pretty strong. Barely feel the difference on it. Hammers, grasp of the undead, tome hammer. Added a hit point reduction and hit point reduction duration. I'm guessing this is if you hit them with a E or E, like the little hand that comes out of the ground. I never really played the weapon, so I don't know too much about it, but I'm guessing that's a cool little buff to it. Maybe more people will play the Tome Hammer, Mist, or something like that. Quarterstaff, Stun Run, movement speed both now ends upon auto attacking. So yeah, this is one of those things with a lot of double bladed, like the 8.4 double blades would do. It's just they'll hit you with a stun run and they'll still be able to run away. And now it's like as soon as they stun you, they won't have that movement speed buff anymore, which is pretty big. Nice little thing to stop all these a little thing to handicap all these 8.4 double bladed staff players. So it's nice that the bloodletter and the double bladed are getting a little nerf because those things are on the top of the fucking PvP fame leaderboards. So we'll have to see how that plays out in the mist now. What's got rising blow cooldown reduction per people hit. Like I don't, people never really use any of the quarterstaff abilities, so it's like separator as well. It's like they're cool effects and all that, but no one ever really uses them. Soaring swipe, the E of the double blade. Cooldown increased. Hitting a player now reduces the ability cooldown by 20%. So it's like if they use it to escape and they don't hit anything, it kind of nerfs them. Kind of like the same idea with the bloodletter. It's like they're getting rid of most of the escapes on these weapons, which was the reason why they were so strong in the first place. Which I think it's some good changes. And let's go on down. Shapeshifter staffs. More nerfs for the shapeshifter. The last patch like hit them pretty hard, and now they're just going even deeper on it, which I think it's necessary because the shapeshifters are like they were at a very broken state for a long fucking time. Like it was just dominating everything. Like people would run like 2 or 3 shapeshifters in the crystal arenas just because of how strong they were. And it's just like the human form would do so much damage, and then you would shapeshift into like a bear or to like a tree, and then you just like you had so much utility on the side as well. So you like have so much healing and defenses you could draw for your team, and you just go human form to just do massive amount of damage. Like some people would be top DPS as shapeshifters, like, and then they were playing like I don't know, like full support builds kind of thing. It's like it was crazy. So I'm glad that shapeshifters are getting another nerf for sure. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Spears, harpoon. Nobody really played harpoon. And I've started playing spears, and I haven't really played with harpoon right either. But now that it has a little bit of range increase and the speeds increase, maybe we'll see a little bit more harpoon play. Like it used to be played way back in the day in arenas. Like it was a nice way to like pull out one of their back line into your team, and then just all focus on that. But I haven't seen spears played or like the harpoon plays in a long ass time. But maybe it'll make a comeback eventually, right? And then yeah, here is the swords. Fearless Strike, Carving Sword, definitely need a nerf. Like I know a lot of the streamers complain about it, saying that the carving was at like a pretty good state, like it wasn't overpowered, but I think it was overpowered. Like you just everybody was running it. Like in especially in Dual Mist, all you would see is just carving with the Holy Healer. And it's just there was just way too much of it. So clearly there was something, there was clearly something strong about it that everyone's running the same carving weapons. Like, and you just, I think that's what a good way to measure it is like usually people play stuff that like feels really strong. At least I do. Well, not really, but I tell it things that feel good to play. And usually those are end up being like the most broken weapons. And I think carving was just in that little bit of a way too much of a broken state. So I'm glad it's getting a little bit of nerf, which is a little damage nerf. Nothing too crazy. And then what else? Spinning blades. So yeah, this is what I was talking about here. So before it was supposed to be like they removed the attack speed buff, but now they just kind of like nerfed everything. The damage increased, the attack speed is a little bit nerfed, and but it goes on for like 4 seconds now. So it's a way smaller nerf than it was before, which is I think if they went in with the previous nerf, like just removing the attack speed buff completely, I think the dual swords would have been like completely out of the game. Like it would be really weak. Glad they changed that. Helmet's immortal. Reduce the cooldown on it. Now this thing is pretty strong. Like I've seen some like crazy plays. Well, not crazy, but I've seen some like people survive fights just because of the immortal. So basically, what it does is like it lasts for a certain amount of time, but it's also based on your energy. So it's like it takes away some of your energy to keep you alive longer, right? And it's like I don't know why they reduced the cooldown of it because it's not like you ever survive long enough to get it off a second time. Because if usually, but when you have no health, it's like you're already fighting to the death, like on a very thin line of health, and then it's not like you're gonna get all your health back and be able to get to use it again. So I don't know why they're doing a little buff on the cooldown on this thing, but okay. All right, next up, shoes. After image on the Mistwalker shoes, first cast cooldown to 12 seconds. Little buff on the Mistwalker shoes. I guess it's just underplayed. And Royal March on the Royal boots, movement speed per stack. Little buff on there. I guess it's fine. I believe the Royal boots aren't those the ones that as I'm thinking about like the Royal shoes one that is unpurgeable. This is like the plate boots. I'm not too sure what it does. I don't remember exactly what it does. I could pull up the game, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. Fixes. Spell fixes. Fix an issue or soaring swipe. Double blade stuff slow effect would apply to enemies in an area around the intended targets. Would also apply to enemies in the area around the intended. I feel like wasn't it supposed to do that? I don't know. Fix an issue where tectonic slam or did not apply deep icon to enemies and indicate health reduction. So that's just like a display thingy. issue where enfeebled blades life curse would inflict too much damage and unintended slow effects. This was a really big one right here that fixed issues with the enfeebled blades on life curse, because a lot of people were abusing this, especially in the corrupted dungeons. Like I would see people just abuse the shit out of this weapon. Even some streamers were using it too. I'm not gonna name which one. Um, just playing life curse, and their E was doing way too much damage, and it was also slowing people, which wasn't supposed to happen. And I had, I think in one of my, if you look at my past videos, I think I had a fight against a curse, and I won. But that might have been after the change. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it definitely was a little bit. It was a broken weapon to use, and it was just people were abusing it because it purged and it was doing like a shit ton of damage. So I'm glad they fixed it. Let's see, what else there? UI fixes. Fix issue where required for section was missing from artifact item details. Okay, fix issue where items in Aurelia Wayfarer's menu would not display correctly by tier. Uh, Stuff I haven't really noticed. But it's nice fixes. Um, Issue where the countdown banner was not displayed during a duel. I don't know what that really matters. I guess it's like a cool little effect, but I don't see what it matters because it still shows you that you're like the timer and everything during the duels. Let's see, where guild logos would sometimes not display correctly when entering a crowded region. Issue where chest inherited could not be opened without first destroying volatile barrels. There was another one. There was I don't know if it was that dungeon, but there's other dungeons, the like solo dungeons that you can do, or as a group, where for some reason like we cleared all the mobs up to a boss and we still couldn't open the chest. And I don't think it had something to do with the volatile barrels because it was like the I forget what they're called. Not the druidic I forgot what those were called. The barbarians or whatever. I forget what it was, but yeah, we cleared everything and we still couldn't open the chest without clearing the entire dungeon first, which was really weird. Usually it's like you clear up to the boss and you're able to open it, but we had a bug like that. I don't see it here fixed, so that still could be an issue. If it's an issue with the arena, search for a group would reset if a party member accepted a match while gathering, fishing, or opening a tome. Yeah, this was kind of annoying. We've had it a couple times where you're in an arena and then some guy would just open a tome or something or just do something else and it would just like kick you out of it or reset it, which was annoying. Accepting an arena match no longer is possible when engaged in those actions. So yeah, that's their fix. It's just to not allow you to be to accept it while doing all this stuff. That's okay. Cool. Mobile. Fixed issue where factions area markers on the minimap would display the wrong color. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, so definitely some good changes here. Like especially I think the ones I like the most in this was probably the carving nerf, the nerf to the bloodletter, and the double bladed. So because I mean, just look at the top PvP fame. You know, you see it's just bloodletters everywhere, just 8.4 bloodletters in the top PvP. So it's definitely like way too strong. I'd rather say like a variety of weapons up there. People who are really good with the weapons they play be on the top PvP than just everyone playing the same shit just because it's just broken. Like mobility wise, damage wise, they could just get away from everything. They don't die because it's impossible to catch them. So it's like definitely good updates for that. So that's gonna be it for me though. Share your thoughts down in the comments on what you guys think about these changes. Like so far, I'm glad on a lot of them. But I still think there's some nerfs that need to be done to some of these weapons that are still like pretty OP, like the double bladed and the not even the double bladed bloodletter. I think needs a little bit more nerfs than that to make it a little bit more fair. Because like I said, you look at top PvP and you can kind of just see why it's just so broken. But yeah, like I said, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.